Baby, I will never in my life be insecure. Me? Shira? Who insecure? Let me make that clear. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Shira and I call my channel the home of the blessed, bright and beautiful. As you can tell by the title, you already know what I'm about to talk about. I'm gonna be being very transparent with you guys about something that I have been going through for years now. I pretty much just removed myself from a relationship that I deemed to be toxic. So I guess I can start at the beginning of the relationship. I started dating my ex in 2017. In 2017, I was actually, be real, I was still in a relationship. I was getting out of a relationship with someone I had already been having a long distance relationship with. And that relationship was already crumbling, you know, and I actually kind of feel as though what happened in my last relationship is the reason why that I experienced so much of what I did in this relationship that I just got out of. But anyways, this is so hard to talk about, y'all. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so when I first met him, he was, you know, handsome, clean cut. He was not taking anything away from him. He's still smart. He you know, he just looked like that guy that I would want to date. He looked like my type. So we how we met was beautiful, actually. The way we met, I don't even want to tell that story because I'm sick at how it has ended. Yeah, when we met, it was beautiful and everything, and I really wasn't I didn't expect a relationship from him because I was already in a relationship that was dead, and I was like, you know, I just wasn't interested in dating at the time, but I still took his number and we started to text, and that's how we pretty much started kicking it off. We started texting for a while, and then after that, eventually my boyfriend that I was in a long distance relationship with, I ended things with that boyfriend, and that's when I started doing me. So a part of doing me was seeing my current ex, and it was, I'm not gonna take anything away from this relationship. The good was amazing, but the bad was horrible. Like, y'all, it got to the point where I have a list. I literally have a list in my phone of all of the stuff that I was going through with this guy, and I loved him. I loved him very much, and I don't have any hard feelings, but I just feel as though I couldn't keep accepting the things that were happening. And literally, y'all, this is the list. This is a lot of things, but this is the list that I have in my phone of all of the stuff that I was going through. Like,
oh my god, what is that?
I actually got that idea from the movie Why Did I Get Married, when Medea was like, oh, make a list of the good and the bad, and you'll figure out if you need to still be in that marriage or not. So she made a list of the good and the bad, but except with me, I didn't make a list of the good because I felt like the good was like, the good is always going to be good. The good is always going to make you think that it's outweighing the bad, but when you actually really tend to the bad and look at the bad, is like, you've been accepting this, and this for how long? But anyways, the very beginning of our relationship should have been the end of our relationship. So I wouldn't say that I fell fast for him. I would say that we actually connected really quickly. Me and him had a lot in common, and we just got along really, really well. Like, it got to a point where we were seeing each other every day, like every single day. Like, when I get out of dance practice, he come to pick me up. We going out to eat. We going here. We going to the movies. We doing this. Oh, if I don't got a game this day, I'm going to see him. I got work to do, homework. He's coming to my dorm. Like, he helping me with my homework. It was on that type of time. So we was rocking with each other heavy. Like, it was almost like we didn't have time for nothing else. But what I realized in this relationship, that men will make time for what they do not have time for. So you may think that your man don't cheat. Oh, he don't got time to cheat. Oh, he's living with me. He will make that time to cheat, believe it or not. And I haven't been that type of person to make it seem like my man is perfect, or my man wouldn't do this. Oh, that's not my man. My man could never. No, cause sis, you don't really know your man. Like, I'm gonna get to the cusp of that later, but it's so much that like left me broken in this relationship, and I don't see myself as perfect. I know I'm not the perfect girlfriend. I know I don't do everything right. I did try to fix things, although it may take me some time to get my stuff together or to please you the way that you want to be pleased. But that's what a relationship is about. It's about showing each other how you should be loved and being patient with each other, but to a certain extent. You don't have to be patient with things that are unacceptable, that's literally tearing you apart from the inside. But let me not get too far off track. So in the beginning, the reason why I say that the beginning of the relationship should have been the end, because the first incident that happened in our relationship, so like I said, I was in college, I was a dancer, and I was in a band. So I danced in a band. Everywhere the band goes, I had to go. So we had games like every weekend or every other weekend, and at those times, of course, I'm not with him. So he found time to mess with someone mess with multiple people on campus. But at the time, somebody that I was that I knew brought it to my attention that there was another female in the picture. And the female knew who I was, and the female was also talking trash about sleeping with my man. So it was like a big slap in the face. Like, I was like, damn, like I thought we was rocking heavy. Like, it hurt a lot. So the way I brought it to his attention, so I got real cute that day, the day that I was gonna confront him about the situation. I got real cute, and I put on his pink dress. Let me turn on my notifications. I did my makeup real nice, and he was coming to my dorm that day. So he came to my dorm, and he thought everything was peaches and cream, and I let him lay down on my bed. I let him get comfortable. He thought everything was okay, and then I was like, boom. So you been doing this, that, and the third. And of course, he act like he didn't know what it was, and I had to give him the facts. And like most men do, now that you gave them the facts, they're either gonna switch it around or tell the truth, or they're gonna still act like they don't know what you're talking about.
But she caught me on the counter, wasn't me. Saw me banging on the sofa, it wasn't me.
I forgot what he was saying, but either way, what happened was the whole situation, it didn't go over my head, but I accepted what he told me that day. When he told me he was sorry, I was like, okay, he's really sorry, because he was really pleading to me. Not pleading, but yeah, I could call it pleading. Like, he was pleading his case. I believe that he actually didn't mean to do what he was doing. Meanwhile, my dumb ASS should have known that he did mean it, because he was doing it every time that I was going for a game, and probably even more. Like, the stuff that I heard, it makes my stomach hurt to talk about it. Like, and to know that there's not women, let me correct myself, creatures out there that will sleep with other people's man and be comfortable with it and be jolly and talk about and boast about it, it disgusts me. Like, you shouldn't even be allowed to call yourself a woman. At this point, you're a creature.
Disgusting.
That was the situation, the very first situation that occurred, and I was mad for a couple of days, but I accepted it. And then the next situation, I found out that he was sleeping with somebody at my job, because I was working at a couple different places, Chipotle and Big Lots, and I found out. It's crazy. I don't even remember how I found out, but of course people talk, and I believe somebody told me, somebody confronted me again about this. They was like, look, your man slept with this person. And I was like, again, like, this happening again. Again, I got mad. I confronted him, and he says the same line of things that he said before. Like, the same, but he probably spiced it up a little bit more, whatever. It just seemed like at the time, not even at the time, because we've been in this relationship for 4 years. I feel like he knows exactly what to say to me. He knows exactly how to manipulate me and make me feel like he is just a guy, and that's what guys do. Like, they're supposed to, they just have it in their blood to just sleep with whomever, whenever they want, and the woman has to be okay with it.
This is a man's world.
But when the thing to me is, when a woman tells you what they want in a relationship and you agree to it, and then you go and do something else, it's like a big slap in the face. But anyways, that was another situation. It was a point in time in my life during college that I went through something very, very tragic, and I was in a very deep, dark spot in my life, and I didn't have anybody but my best friend. Like, it was a couple other people that were there for me. I guess he just started slipping on me. Like, we wasn't talking as much. Texting became short, and he's not there for me, and I'm in a very, very dark space. When I say very, very dark space, like, that's probably the lowest I've ever been in my entire life. I started talking to someone, and they were there for me. This is somebody that I already knew. I'm not going to say who it is, but I started talking to that someone, and that person was there for me. And at that time, later on, I don't remember how I found out, but I found okay, y'all, it's so much. My mind is, I'm trying to remember everything, but it's coming to me as I talk. So while I was in this deep, dark place, he had this job at a church, like a church summer camp. And I found out that while he was there, he was sleeping with girls at the camp. Not a surprise, because he's already done it once. He's already done it twice. Probably more than that. I mean, when I first started dating him, and you know, girls talk and friends talk, someone told me, you better be careful with him, because I heard he does this, he does that, he already basically got a name for himself. And when I first started dating him, I don't know if it was the looks, I don't know what it was, but it was just something about him. I was like, he not that, like, he's showing me a different person. Like, they say you never really know somebody until you know them. Like, and when the way you're gonna know them is with time. It's not gonna take just 1 year, it's not gonna take just 2 years, it's gonna take time, and that real person will start to reveal themselves. And I'm not saying that I don't know if I changed to him or not, but I feel like for the most part I remained the same. I did my best to please him. I took him in. I took him in with my whole heart, my everything. Like, anything he needed, I did it. And the fact that I was there for him when he was in a dark space. I was there for him when he wasn't at his very best. Like, I was there for him in a a moment that he needed me. In the moment that I was in that spot, he wasn't. So when a person shows you who they are, you should believe them the first time. Period. And I will continue to stand by that, like, for the rest of my life. Like, the thing that hurts me the most about this relationship is that he started to make it seem like I was insecure because I was asking for certain things. So at a certain point in the relationship, our relationship had to become long distance because we both graduated and we both live in 2 different states. So it had to become long distance. Later on along the line, we moved together, quote unquote moved together. He might call it something else. I don't know what he wanted to call it, but I'm gonna call it what I think it was. We moved in together. At that time, I was finding stuff in his phone from the time period of us still dating. Like, we were still dating, we were still together, and I still found things. I have plenty of screenshots, y'all. The amount of screenshots that I have is ridiculous. Like, it's atrocious. I feel empty. Like, sometimes I don't want to eat because this make me feel so sick. But literally, when I open up my phone, the amount of screenshots, most of these are screenshots. Like, you don't see any pictures, you see screenshots. But I'm gonna read y'all a couple of the ones that I found recently, and comment down below and let me know if I'm crazy or you agree with me. Is it okay to say these things when you're in a relationship? Can a person be just thinking about this and it'd be okay for them to type it? Like, let me know what you think. He said, I'ma eat that so good, then you ain't gonna hear from a nigga. He said, since you can't love me right, I gotta do what I gotta do. Some girl wrote or tweeted, she said, you single if I want you, bae. He replies or retweets and says, noted. Then he said, I keep my sex life so secret, so it'd be hella funny when ask me about shorty and I go and tell him go ahead and get at her, knowing damn well I in her mouth yesterday. If my high school crush ever came back around, I won't miss that jumper on G. She got a red heart tatted on her. That so sexy. While I was hitting her from the back, I had to slap that heart. Hell, I even kissed the heart. Her was so lovely. Is that okay? Is that okay? Like, until this very moment, I still haven't gotten an apology. He tried to make it seem like it's from the past or those are just his thoughts. In my head, if that's what you're thinking about and you're thinking about another female, because that's not me. My tat is on my hip. I don't have a red heart on my butt. So it's obviously someone else. It's very degrading. It's very disrespectful. Or am I wrong? Like, can somebody tell me if I'm wrong or not? Because this is the manipulation that I'm talking about. First of all, he tried to call me insecure. He tried to call me insecure because I went through his posts on Twitter. The reason why I went through his posts because I felt in the relationship that it wasn't going well. I had already vented to him, telling him how I feel like this relationship is already done. I'm tired of trying. My effort does not get noticed. And I just felt like it was already, like, the relationship was already over. So at one moment I was like, I know if I go looking for something, I'm gonna find it. And I decided to look because I was like, at this point, I'm done with this toxic relationship. I'm tired of getting hurt. I'm tired of having to think, is my man cheating, or is he doing this, is he doing that again? Like, I'm tired of feeling that way. So I'm like, if I find something this time, then it will be the end, and I will completely remove myself from this relationship. So that's why I looked through his phone. I wasn't, if you're watching this, I wasn't stalking you. I was looking because I felt deep down in my gut, like my woman intuition does, I felt it in my gut, that something had been going on. Y'all, we was on FaceTime one night. We had been going to sleep on FaceTime for like almost every night. This particular night, I had told him I had something to do, but I was tired, and I was gonna try to stay up, but I had decided that I wanted to go to sleep. So he was like, oh babe, like you could call me back, you could do your work, you could call me back. He was saying like he wanted to get Waffle House, he wanted to go outside and get Waffle House, or he was going to decide to cook. And I believe he decided to cook that night, but then I could just tell like he was trying to get off the phone. Like I just felt like he was trying to get off the phone, because usually we stay on the phone like all day. Like while he's working and I'm working, we're on FaceTime. When he gets off, we're on FaceTime. When it's time to go to sleep, we're on FaceTime. When we wake up, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, we still on FaceTime. So at this point, I felt like he was trying to get off the phone. I think I hung up and then I called him back. Like I did a little bit of my work and then I called him back, and then we were on the phone and we went to sleep together. And then when I wake up, we're not on the phone anymore. And this was at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're not on the phone. So I starts to blow his phone up. Like I'm FaceTiming him. No answer. And I have the screenshots for this. No answer. But it said, because I FaceTime him through Facebook because something wrong with his phone. And I didn't get an answer, but it showed me that he was online at the time. So I'm like, he sees my calls coming through, but he's not picking up the phone. Like he's literally watching my calls coming through and he's not picking up the phone. So I felt deep down in my gut that he probably went to some girl house and he's sleeping with a girl. And the reason why I have those assumptions is because of the things, all of the things, and there's so much that y'all even do not know. All the things that have been happening in our relationship, that's the reason why I felt the need to go look. And let me make this one thing clear. Baby, I will never in my life be insecure. The only time that the word insecure will be used is within that relationship that we had, because you did not make me feel secure. It got to a point where he didn't even want to do certain things that should be done in a long distance relationship. Like, just let me know what you're doing. I'm not asking to stalk you or anything, but let me know when you're going outside. You don't have to tell me what you're doing, but at least I know that you're going outside. Or let me know that you're hanging out with friends, so that I don't have to call you and not get an answer and then have to assume something. Let me know. Shoot me a text. You don't even have to call. Shoot me a text. Like, it got to the point where he didn't even want to do those things anymore, or when I brought it to his attention, he would complain about it. So I know my worth. I know that I'm beautiful. I know that I can get any man that I want, and I will never in my life feel insecure, ever. Me, Shira, when I have celebrities DM me that want to try to get with me, who insecure? I will never be insecure. But the way you made me feel in that relationship, that I didn't feel like I was number one in that relationship, which I shouldn't have stayed from the get-go, that's where insecure comes in. Not in myself, but in the relationship. Let me make that clear. I will never feel insecure within myself, but I have felt insecure about the relationship. Let me clear that up. But let me just give a gist of his side, because I don't want to leave his side out. He said, we had a whole argument, wasn't even together. I can tweet shit. So I guess he's saying we wasn't together when he did what he did. I don't know. I guess. You delete my number, erase pics, but I can't tweet my thoughts when I'm mad. The whole world just revolves around you. Stalking my Twitter is the lamest-ish you could do for evidence. You got it though. I already pleaded my case on how I did not cheat or have any relationships with any other woman you see me communicate with on Twitter. But go ahead and ruin our 4-year relationship with your insecure mind. That's effed up how you have a whole other nigga. Crazy though, cause you doing me just how you did your ex when you was done with him. Probably cheating on me with the next nigga, but I'm not the one to get called toxic. I changed my whole life for you. Still hasn't seen any wrong in him saying all of that on Twitter. To be quite honest, I haven't messed with anybody, and I feel as though the things that he was typing were not lies or thoughts. You don't just type I slapped her ass tat and all this stuff. Like, no, sweetie, you did that. You were typing your status of what you did for the day or the night or whatever. And there's more. And I've already made it clear plenty of times in a relationship that if I'm not the one for you, or if you feel like you want to leave, or you feel like you want to continue to cheat, then maybe we should do our own thing. As a joke, I even suggested that we have an open relationship. Since you're already doing your part, maybe I should do my part as well. I suggested all those things, and it still was like he wanted to have his cake and eat it too. Either way, people will see it the way that they want to see it, but this is my truth. I know that I was not perfect. I'm not saying that I was perfect in that relationship, but I will say that I put up with a lot that I did not have to, that I've never put up with before. So don't settle, don't stay, don't think that you can change a man, don't think that social media or the years, the time you put in, the history that you guys have, none of that matters, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be happy. So your happiness should come first, and I'm choosing my happiness, and I'm tired. I feel like I thought that he was going to change at one point, and he just did not. He said that he did, but I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and I hope that I'll help somebody through telling my story. You're not perfect, but you're also not crazy. So no love lost. I'm hurt, and I just dislike when people try to make it seem like it's all you. Like, no, it's 50-50. Both people play a part in every breakup. There's always two sides to one story. So hope this helps somebody. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and be blessed, bright, and beautiful. See y'all in the next video.